And welcome back, everybody, to our first episode of A Paladin in Hell, our 5e converted adventure of, well, a paladin in hell. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We're all gonna die.
We're not gonna die.
Hey, you don't know that?
We're probably gonna die.
We're probably gonna die.
We're absolutely gonna die. It's guaranteed.
There is possible death on the horizon, but that's okay because, you know, you guys are high level. This is a high level adventure, and resurrection's an option. It's fine. Hopefully.
And I've already died.
Theoretically, you might just show up in hell where we're already going. So you might just, you know.
See, wouldn't that be
Or
nice?
Or we might end up at hell outside of a Wendy's.
The options are endless.
Exactly.
So, I'm real happy to be here. I hope you're real happy to be here. And we have a good long, and I mean that, we have a good long adventure ahead of us. This is going to be a fucking crawl. So let's go ahead and get going. I have a little bit of a story to tell here. And so I hope you guys are ready to buckle in. Buckle yourselves in.
Oh, shit, I forgot my seatbelt.
Question.
Yes. Answer Daily Double.
Is it too late to change absolutely everything about my character, Mr. DM?
Unfortunately, it's not. Send me a DM.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But you
We
are a
can just
DM.
kill you off in the first opening moments, and then you can introduce your other character. You know?
Yeah.
I have a sword. I can just stab you.
I was gonna say I have a hankering for killing mages. I could.
Give it time.
I'm killing you
I'm a
too.
paladin.
I'm
that's why I can
taller,
just
glad
fight
I'm
you.
not a mage. Jeez.
Oh no! I only kill evil mages. I'm literally a wizard.
Some people are evil by nature.
Naughty by nature.
Naughty by nature. All right.
It's so interesting that you like Zyla. That we can get along at all. Because I'm a murder hobo.
But you're not a mage.
But you're not a
That's
mage.
true.
You're not
You're
a
not.
wizard, so you're fine.
Sold. Best friends.
All right.
Wow.
Let's tell this adventure we got here. Let's tell this tale. It's a saddie. It's a saddie but a goodie. Okay. Here we go. Sun hesitantly reaches its fingers across the landscape dressed in fabrics of rich black and blue. As light fills the space, we find ourselves watching a coastal city on the verge of awakening. Sprawling, this metropolis of merchants and guilds begins to come alive. Known as Waterdeep, the jewel of the Sword Coast, its daily operations are halted for a ritual as old as life itself. The sound of an ancient and resonant funeral bell plays its final song. We hear, more than we see, the sound of thousands of footsteps connecting with cobblestones and mud. A wet sound, as final as the death which the bearers among them carry in their wrapped bundle of white cloth. The sound is broken by shrill cries of the forlorn, their tears joining the dew which is gathered overnight. The sun rises early in the summer, leaving a long day of mourning ahead. And so the crowd marches, step. Reedy voices ring out a chorus of rest. Oh.
Ow.
Scary.
The feedback is real.
I know, that's scary.
That's the real end boss, the feedback.
We rise above them, above it all, turning towards the direction they are heading, to find the final destination of our crown.
Shit, I've seen how those movies end.
There, in the oldest and deepest part of the town, lays a towering Gothic-style cathedral, dressed in black banners. Stained glass windows with large circular patterns decorate its walls. Spread across its entryway are gray-robed priests, wearing stoles of vibrant greens, shadowy blacks, and stunning whites. And although their voices are lost to us, their lips move in rhythm to the marching of the crowd, a chant to guide their way. A single figure steps from the crowd of holy worshippers. An elderly man with long, curly locks of black and steel gray hair, which cascade down his dark, shirtless back. His robes have been pulled down and tied around his waist to show silver runes etched in the skin of this man, which glow and fluctuate with power, giving his voice power. He raises his hands and speaks. We see, as he begins, the crowd that bears the body drawing near. Greatness of all living heroes, Klysandral took setbacks in stride and did not let the unexpected deter them. They knew that to achieve a goal, one must sometimes overcome unforeseen, even unrelated challenges along the way. His voice spreads a blanket of silence across the city, broken only by the sounds of the continued marching. Step. Only a few dozen feet from the entrance now. The mark of a true hero is that when faced with an insurmountable obstacle, they not only press on, but remain confident of a just solution. Klysandral was such a hero. Even the gates of hell, I am sure, would not deter them. A cloud of pure shadow crosses the sun as the man continues to speak. The city is plunged into a semi-dusk, but those within do not notice. The light matches their dour mood. The man continues, even as the bundled shape that can only be the fallen paladin reaches the door of the cathedral. Step. Klysandral knew that as powerful as the forces of evil were, good was stronger. Faith, hope, love, charity, trust, truth. These were the things from which Klysandral drew their fabled strength. Evil could not stand the bright light of their soul. Their righteousness, when coupled with their ingenuity, prowess, and power, would always, in the end, win. A burst of lightning and the deafening crash of thunder. Next, the sounds of tearing stone and falling earth, of people screaming for their lives. This was not, is not part of the ritual. It was not planned, but, of course, we do not know this. We are simply viewers, guests watching from the balcony seats, unable to reach the stage.
Is this a bad point to teleport?
Moments pass. A tense silence returns to the city. our heroes arrive. I hear that there's a few people coming to this funeral. A few people in the form of our few companions here. I'm very sorry to hear that you've arrived late. You know, it's unfortunate. It really is. You do what you can to arrive on time most of the time, but hey, at least you showed up, right?
My alarm didn't go off.
You know, there's a myriad of reasons. But either way, it is time for you to arrive. I think the easiest among us here would be that of Beos. The teleportation. After all, you're just waiting in a queue, waiting to come here. So, why don't we start there? Beos, your number comes up. You have been given an appointed time, down to the minute, upon which you are to complete your spell. Hopefully at that time, the teleportation circle at Waterdeep's nearest location will be open, and you will be able to travel there to attend the funeral. It's a short trip from the teleportation circle to the Temple of Nihia, where the funeral is taking place. Your preparations have already begun, and the time draws near. 30 seconds, 15 seconds. The magic around you flares, and you're gone. Tell us what happens when you arrive on the other side. What does it look like when you appear? Who do we see emerge from the powerful runes etched into the very stone of this teleportation circle?
Slightly more clothed than the last time James saw them, I suppose. Pulls out a...
You can't say things like that out loud. That just makes all kinds of weird innuendo.
Stepping out in crimson robes with a black cloak over them, a shield on their back, and a staff in their hand. Robotic, clear, smooth features that separate in segments to show emotions or pull apart to form expressions. Warforged caster of some kind stepping through the portal.
As you step through the portal, your presence is noted, if briefly, by a very tired-looking, half-elven female individual. She has a clipboard in her hand, and she looks you up and down, is already crossing off the name on the list when she says, Beos, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Excellent. You have 45 seconds. Please move off the pad so we can get the next recipient. Exit doors over there. You are 5 minutes late for the funeral. Please be on your way.
Oh, God, thank you. And I suppose I'm already late. I'm going to, if possible, hand the lady a card, if that makes sense.
What's on the card?
Just Bale's Wizard for Hire. If you need another teleportation circle.
She grabs the card, doesn't even look at it, you can tell, and she just slips it into the clipboard that she's holding. She says, just now 38 seconds, if you could, please, the door's over there.
And Bale's can come.
All right, Beos. It's a short jaunt towards the Temple of Nihia where the funeral is. You know the way. You've been there once before. You're good with directions. So,
Pretty
let's
solid
leave
memory.
you for now. Let's leave you for now. See ya, Beos. Fucking bye.
Yay! Yay, bye!
Let's turn our attention to Xyla. Xyla, like Beos, you have been here before. Waterdeep, that is. Of course, last time you came through the same teleportation circle that Beos just emerged from. You had the help of Beos. This time you're on your own.
That's
And
okay.
the journey here was perhaps a little bit longer than you planned. Long enough so that you're arriving a little bit later than expected.
Yeah, I'm never on time either way, so.
Hey, and that's okay, because if dude's dead, he's going to stay dead. and the funeral is not going to be even close to over when you arrive. So
Exactly. We'll have like another 8 hours.
exactly. So
Bougie people.
they want enough time to drink enough to forget about it. The trek towards the city has taken you a little bit of time. Enough time that when you arrive and emerge at the gates of this large city, this water-bound port that you have been to a couple of times, perhaps this interaction with the people here is the first in a moment, and their looks of very obvious terror upon seeing you, probably makes you feel something.
Oh no! Press the button! Silly goose.
Silly.
Zyla would absolutely, like, if she noticed that they're frightened, would just smile at them.
And pretty much that's all it takes. Just this small gesture of I want to say humanity, but you're not a human. But just this small gesture of kindness is enough, and it begins the process. And as you approach these individuals to pass through the gates of this great city and make your way towards this funeral that you have been invited to, why don't we turn our camera around and you can tell us a little bit about who we're watching here, who we're witnessing.
Well, she's just a regular Marilith that can have multiple attacks. She right now has a shield in one arm that is like Medusa's face. Very simplistic shield though, nothing too crazy. Got a couple scimitars of speed, and then just a couple regular scimitars. I got 6 arms. I am all green from head to toe. Like there's no human-esque about me except my face. I'm still coated in scales. I got a giant snake tail that is like anaconda print. I got no legs. She's kind of bummed about the no legs thing, but that's okay.
Hey, pants are where it's at. I can feel you.
Seriously though, all I get to wear is like a long dress thing. Armor does not cooperate.
Or just a belt.
She is a gladiator through and through though. She is here hoping that she will be paid to kill someone.
At a funeral?
Yeah.
At a funeral. You never know.
But if not, then like you can kind of, be like, oh yeah, no. This is fine. Gonna go find an adventure.
It's like a group discount funeral, You can add to it and
Ironically, the more people you ask Zyla to kill, the less she charges you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like pretend kills free.
Well, Zyla, the instructions you are given from the front gate are quick and concise. Despite your friendly nature, it seems these guards are more than willing to help you get on your way towards Klysandral's funeral. They are probably not used to, but almost growing tired of the many frights like this that they've had, for the amount of varied individuals that have arrived for this funeral are many, as you will soon see. Let's leave you for now, though. Let's leave you for now. Pull away. And instead, we'll come to someone that maybe wasn't exactly invited here. That maybe is coming for this funeral more for the open aspect of it. Because it is, of course, an open funeral. All of the city is mourning the death of Klysandral. Not just that, almost the entirety of the Sword Coast mourns Klysandral's death. And Jake, when there is a funeral of a high individual like this, people come to that place.
People come wandering by, and so do their coins.
So do their coins. It is, of course, unfortunate that you are arriving late. It never hurts to have more time in advance to really get an eye on the place before the real festivities begin, but perhaps you didn't realize how busy it would be. This Klysandral must have been a very, very well-known adventurer or individual to have clogged up the pathways for travel so thoroughly.
Far more booze than I expected.
Yeah, and it stretches for like blocks and miles outside of the main central district where the Temple of Nihia resides. And you have to crawl through this procession of people.
Oof.
It is a literal schlag.
Jesus. Okay, well, I'll do what I can to make my way through, I guess, without making too much of a nuisance.
All right. Squeezed up between watchers, trying your best to make your way towards the temple where this main funeral resides. Tell us, what do we see? What do we make out of this Jake individual?
Anyone that might notice him would see a blonde gentleman, blue eyes, raggy headband tied around, and some kind of schleppy clothing. It's all rather dark. Only things that are really noteworthy on him are his gloves. They have a little bit of a silver lining to them, and his tunic piece has these armored pieces to it. You might notice a couple of sticks poking out of them.
Ooh. How interesting. I hope we will discover what those hold later on in our tale. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'll just try to make my way through the crowd. I don't really have any other real objective currently.
Of course. And it seems that everyone has a very similar objective. In almost a mass, in a school, if you were fish, you move towards the temple, and you watch as the grand cathedral, the big black spires, grow in front of you. We'll leave you for now, Jake, amongst this crowd of individuals as you're squeezed and jostled for space. Let's turn our attention towards one that is new to this realm. Not as new as some, of course. You've been here a little bit. But still new all the same. One with a title. One that we like to refer to as the Ashen. One that has come to this world and who has encountered, if for a brief moment, the spark that was the hero and paladin, Klysandral. This world is new to you. The transportation methods are new. The distances are deceptive. So it is unfortunate that you find yourself arriving late. From the distance, the city grows in front of you. You travel alone, as you often do. Tell us, what do we see as you move towards the great city of Waterdeep?
You see a tall, silent knight, a deadly knight, with a large greatsword with a blade of crystal hanging on his back. He appears to be wearing heavy leather traveling boots and some heavy metal gauntlets and matching breastplate, and a helmet that almost completely obscures his face, pretty much, with a very short cloak of fur around the neck and shoulders, and sort of a light chainmail, I guess, half skirt. I don't know what else to call it. Kind of hanging back or hanging behind his body. He kind of almost sort of teleports in, but not from the teleportation pad. And as he appears, he makes a gesture, raising his arms to almost kind of resemble the shape of a letter Y. He holds that pose for a moment, and he slowly puts his arms down, glances around silently, and enters to witness the funeral.
A stranger in a strange place who arrives amongst. Now you can see strange happenings. In fact, this is something you all can see. You all can make out this as you have entered the city and as you draw closer towards the center. You can smell the brimstone, and the sound of commotion reaches you far before you can see the source. Yet, individually, when each of you crest the final rise that leads into the oldest part of the city, you see a smoldering crater. Perhaps a sense of dread fills you. As you draw closer, one must swerve to avoid stunned and oblivious locals with horrified, shocked expression. Yet while it seems impossible, it is obvious what has happened here. The Temple of Nihia, the cathedral at which you were destined to pay homage to the fallen Paladin Klysandral, has very obviously been taken from the world. Theos.
Yes?
You hear a cough as you draw towards this site. You see,
I'm going.
You see a gray-robed man in a black stole. He's covered in dust, and he looks more haggard than you have ever seen him before. However, you have seen him before. He gestures towards you in a tired greeting as his eyes locks onto yours across the ever-growing crowd along the edge of the crater. Brother Miracle gives you a greeting.
Is he within 500 feet of me?
Oh, certainly.
Be quick, find the spell. Never mind then, actually. That's a very high level spell. Theos is going to just walk in a straight line through the crowd towards him.
As you draw closer to him...
Pardon. Pardon.
Oh. Hello. I'm sorry, it's been a while. Beos? Beos.
It is good to see you, although not in this condition, Brother Miracle.
I have to admit, I've seen better situations, but I'm actually quite pleased to see you to see you're not counted amongst those. We have a situation, you might see.
Yeah, I can, yes.
Did you come alone?
I have. I teleported by myself. But I have a feeling I will see a few acquaintances here.
Yes, is she not with you? And he points over your left shoulder, and you can, if you turn, you can make out the form of Zyla pressing through the crowd. And you wouldn't call it pressing. You would call it slithering comfortably because no one wants to be in your fucking way.
Good.
Then, body not turning, head having turned around to see Zyla, Beos is going to raise one hand and send out a prestidigitation firework. That is basically the signal flare. And be like, well, it would appear that one of the acquaintances is here. Speaking of the situation, it seems like we both could be of use.
I
What-
agree.
What exactly is happening?
The temple was taken somewhere. We have wizards that are coming from the, from all over. They're going to do some divination, and we're going to find out what really happened here. But for now, it appears that some great planar source has taken the cathedral and everyone inside. There was sounds of lightning and thunder, and the earth moved.
That is powerful magic.
I was happy to be outside. Zyla.
What's powerful magic? Felt the little firework, assumed it was for me.
Yes, and it would appear that... Sorry.
No, go.
Brother Miracle was just informing me that the entire temple has been taken via some powerful dimensional magic.
Oh,
And
Okay.
have I at all had sightline on this still? No, sorry, line of sight on it?
Unlike what, watching it disappear?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, that's right, because we were late. That's right. Yes.
For our other two who are at this event, it's strange. You have arrived perhaps 30 seconds before the other. Not soon enough to have witnessed it, of course. This has been happened probably 5, 10, 15 minutes ago. The smoke has cleared, as they say. But you were here long enough, Ashen One, Jake, to watch as the firework from this strange, clothed, robotic individual went up. And to see them speaking with one of their robed priests that very obviously was close to the funeral. It's interesting. Another one joins them. She looks powerful. Long, serpent-like body. Easily 15, 20, 30 feet in length. Something is happening.
I would like to approach.
I will as well.
Love it. Look it. Drop a hook and fucking catch a fish.
An ashen fish.
An ashen fish.
The fishing one.
Wordsmith is ever doing.
Oh, thanks. You, the two of you, draw close. Beos and Zyla, new to this scene, see two strangers approaching the crowd, one from the left and one from the right. One of them, heavily clad in armor, black. The other, it's black, right?
Kind of more like a dark metallic, not quite black, but like a somewhat blackened. So, I guess it's kind of like a dirty, like chrome almost.
Okay.
Not quite black, but definitely not shiny anymore.
Okay. Kill can.
Little-
A dirty
little
ass armor.
rivulets of- yeah, little rivulets of spark and flame kind of work their way around in no particular pattern.
And then the
Okay.
other, our headbanded Jake. You draw close, and as you do, the priest, Brother Miracle, raises his head and a hand. Excuse me, I was just having a discussion here about What was going on?
Hey, Dill.
Yeah?
I'm gonna pop, seeing these individuals approach and knowing that the hell is happening around, and being consistently and constantly paranoid. I'm gonna pop a detect magic as they approach.
Okay. Beos, the vocal and somatic components it takes to cast the spell come off easily. And to you, Ashen One, to Jake, to Zyla, of course, you've seen it before. You watch as this individual very obviously casts the spell. Its effect goes off. You are unaffected. Seems you were not the target. And yet, Beos, you make out the magical essence all around you. First, in these new companions and compatriots that move in your way. Holy fuck, are they clad in magic items?
Would you say similar to both me and Zyla?
Very similar.
Ah, Brother Miracle. It seems that these individuals are rather capable, at least in their gear.
Is that true? Who are you?
Oh, I'm Jake Doles, a wandering bard. Always looking for a crowd, but this was not what I expected.
Yes, Jake Stoles. Well, I can say that for the people inside the temple when this all went down, it definitely was not what they were expecting either. And you?
What in the hell happened?
I am nothing but ash.
Ash.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I am Ash.
Ash.
Nice to meet you. Ash and Jake.
And Jake. I'm not exactly sure. It appears... Oh, wait. I think here's our answer. And you can see this young individual with this shaved head is moving over, and you can see these runes are just tattooed all over their heckin' skull, right? And as they come close, they're like, we've done the rituals, and we know exactly what has happened. It appears that the Temple of Nihia has been taken to the 9 hells. There was a individual. It appears that they cast a spell from this plane that tethered it to that plane. We've tried teleporting. We've tried gates and planar shifts, but nothing is working, and we do not know why. We continue our research for now, but for the miracle, we thought we would let you know. This individual with eyes see a small group gathering. I must be about my research.
Do they have anything magical on them?
Oh yeah, they're glowing like a fucking Christmas tree too.
Okay.
Brother Miracle takes this in. He looks towards the 4 of you, frowns, but only for a moment. For as all of you are watching, a hole in the fabric of reality tears itself into existence, and a small creature tears itself out. This small creature, a swirling mass of red and black and flames and fire, swirling, heads in your direction. A method of flame origin. And as it draws close to the center, it drops a note right on the ground before dissipating. The note smokes faintly from the essence of this method. And Brother Miracle looks down at it and back up at you guys. Will someone read it?
Is the letter giving off any magic?
No.
Vegas will reach down. Okay. Vegas will then reach down. We'll open the letter.
Okay. You look it over. On it is a simple message. I can provide the means to recover what has been lost, but I will only give it to those who ask for it in person. Signed, A Miracle the Chaotic.
Theos repeats that out loud for everyone and passes it around to anyone who wants to take a look.
Do I know that name?
Anyone that's interested in that, that's a good question,
Yes.
can make a history check for me. If you're not from this plane, make it a disadvantage.
History.
That's still pretty
Well-
good.
My disadvantage is pretty damn good.
24, that's pretty good.
Much better roll than I expected. Take it. Thank you.
Sorry, Zyla, 5, that's not going to cut it.
That's all right.
And sorry.
You
I'm
can
not
ask
here
a
for my
friend.
smarts. I'm here for my muscles.
That's the truth, ain't it? Ooh, nice, Baos, 19. Okay. Most of you are aware of this name. A Miracle the Chaotic is a name that is, although not as famous as Klysandral, is a name that has come up in the histories of the Sword Coast. In fact, A Miracle the Chaotic is a wizard of great renown who is said to have even traveled with who had traveled with himself, who traveled with Klysandral, traveled with Klysandral for some time before a great wizard battle of major proportions pulled them away, and they were never heard from again. When that is mentioned, Brother Miracle perks up and he's like, Oh, A Miracle the Chaotic. Point Harrow. There is a location a few days' journey from here called Point Harrow. That is the last location A Miracle the Chaotic was seen. That's where the battle of great proportions took place. If there's anywhere that they would remain, it would be there. Hold on. And he grabs a pendant around his neck, and you can see that it has a symbol that there's this god of Nihia, and he says a few words, holds it up, and his eyes glow with this like white gold power. And then he goes, "Yes, my augury points towards that direction."
Am I familiar with the location, Bill?
Not necessarily, but
All right. I
There are
suppose. Have I ever
maps.
seen it? Okay.
not necessarily.
I'm going to ask Brother Miracle. Have you seen this location?
I haven't, but it's well known. There's a magical conflagration there that keeps most people away. It's pretty well visible. You'll know it when you get there. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I guess I should ask first. This note means someone has to do something about this whole thing. You four seem powerful. I saw the spell you cast, Baos. I don't have much in the way of rewards, but those people need help. Can I ask the four of you to investigate this?
And what do you have in terms of reward?
I have the reputation of the church, and I have spell scrolls up front, if that's all right, to show you my good faith.
I know that I personally, if there is foul magic at play, I shall be investigating this. But I will happily take your spell scrolls.
As will I.
All right. Let me gather them from the priests. Make your final preparations, and after the augury, I know where they're going. We'll teleport you straight to where you need to be.
Wonderful.
All right. Brother Miracle soon returns with the Cure Wounds, 3rd level. Protection from Poison, Cure Wounds, 5th level. Oh wait, Protection from Poison, Cure Wounds, 5th level. Mass Cure Wounds, 6th level. Heal, and Raise Dead. So, a nice little
And that was
chunk
it.
of potions. Or, I mean, scrolls. What?
Okay, perfect. the thought.
Excellent.
Just one of each.
Just one of each, yeah.
Well, we should take them all.
Of course. And I suppose it's time. Is there any final preparations you need to make before we teleport you to where you need to be?
Oops.
Suppose I'll take that as a no. Well, draw close, everybody. I'm sending you to Point Harrow. Alright, let's fucking do this.
Let's do this, Leroy.
The magic around you swells, and you soon find yourself pulled through time and space. The world beneath you lifts. You turn upside down. It feels as if you're shaking. And then you're right side up again and your eyes open and you have teleported fully to what can only be described as a large cliffside. Except that it is unlike a normal cliffside. You stand maybe 300, 400 feet back from a mass. A swirling mass of energy. You see, the commotion is terrible. The sound is terrible. A screeching, crashing, crunching cacophony of chaos. And by the time that you have arrived and you are close enough to make out its source, it's so loud that standard conversation can only be achieved by shouting. As the teleportation circle fades, on the horizon you can see grows a swarming mass of metal shards, each varying in sizes from tens of feet to the size of a needle, all spinning and twirling and twisting so fast and fiercely that the sight is fully impeded. It creates a whirlwind in front of you. You can see huge chunks of rusted metal and slabs of steel stand embedded into the ground, some easily 20 and 30 feet deep. Again, 300 feet from you. And yet this, what can it be called? This whirlwind of metal swirls. The mage that brought you here balks, but nods and begins the preparations to teleport back towards Waterdeep, leaving you alone with whatever the fuck this is in front of you. So tell me, what are you guys gonna do?
Counterspell, he's not leaving. Sorry.
Wait, really?
Get
I'm
your
joking.
fat ass back.
Okay.
Yeah. You're going through this with us. Yeah. Dirty wizard.
Fucking hell.
He's looking around. Other than the massive swirling cliff, the absolute blade whirlwind or metal whirlwind.
I mean, there might as well be blades.
Fair enough. Did they react like that was not normal, or did they react like, yep, this place is fucked up like this?
It seemed more like, yeah, this place is fucked up like this.
Okay.
Must be Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to look around, see if there's...
All right. Go ahead. Anyone that'd like to, make a perception check. 26. That's pretty good.
Is this everyone?
Yeah, everyone. Go ahead and make a perception check. 20 be good. 17. Fail.
Oh, sorry, just give me 1 second.
No.
Okay. I missed this one.
You missed this one. Whatever it is, it's not going to be better than 26. And if it is, then I'm going to tell you the same thing anyway. So.
Okay.
And you begin to draw closer towards this swirling mass of metal. And as you do, like even as you're watching, a huge shard, easily the size as like a carriage, slams into the ground, like 30 feet outside the edge of like where this whirlwind is spinning, and just embeds itself into the earth, standing out at like an 85-degree angle, right? And just like tears up the cliff. And in that second, there's like this tiny little hole in comparison that was like left in the barrier, and from it you can see that it just keeps going. There is a non-stop swirling stream of metal in front of you. Does it keep going forever? Who knows? Does it go for a while? Who knows? Because it is thick though, whatever it is.
It's dummy thick.
Just like me.
Does it appear to be magic in nature? I mean, like, do the bits of metal themselves, not the wind?
Looking at it, it appears that the metal itself, I wouldn't say it's magical, but it's definitely, it is organic. It is metal that was not forged. It appears that this has come from a planar place, perhaps a para-elemental plane of minerals. It appears
So, you would describe it as like lumps of just raw mineral.
Exactly. But most of it sharpened and elongated and pulled over time into these violent shapes.
Delightful.
Okay. So we were simply told that we're supposed to ask for it directly, correct?
Yep.
Considering we're fairly surrounded, right?
I mean, there's really nowhere else to go unless you're going to go in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I can swim.
But even, looking over, it looks like it even goes into the water.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm wearing full plate. I am not swimming at all anytime soon.
Beos is going to say, Emirkol, the Chaotic. We are looking for the means to return the temple of... What is the name? Sorry, Ni something?
Nihia.
We are looking for the means to return the temple of Nihia. And I'm going to send a message if they're within range.
Ooh. What's the range?
Find out.
Like on this plane or some shit?
It is.
Okay. You don't get a reply, but what you do get is what appears to be a small chasm that appears in this swirling mass of blades. It almost is like a tunnel. Yeah, a secret tunnel!
Yes!
Secret tunnel. Through hell.
The four of you watch as Beos, that says the words, and this small opening, no more than probably like 8 by 8, right? And it just seems to go on for maybe like 100, 200 feet, and it just keeps going. What do you do?
Shall we go?
This seems like a bad idea. But... I am going to make a strange request. Would you all mind walking first? And anyone
He's gonna take notes. It's fine.
We'll go.
Feel free to make... Anyone can make an insight check.
Yes, please.
Yeah, inside, does it look semi-safe?
Looking about what I'm...
Yeah, this insight's on Beos.
Oh,
Oh,
Beos, you can make a relevant charisma-based check.
trust Beos enough?
That's fair. You've been with the guy.
Okay, where am I going? Where's the tunnel?
Okay, tell them what they know. 'Cause
Okay,
they know it.
Beos is concerned that if they go ahead forward, they're not going to be able to see all of you. I get the sense that they're waiting to be able to cast a spell, if necessary.
Seems worried about you guys.
Seems like Beos.
Yeah, Beos is worried about the crew.
Where's the tunnel entrance?
It's just right in front of you. It opened up right in front of where Beos was.
Alright,
Alright.
going for it.
You go on. Okay, Zyla presses in. How about the rest of you guys? Are you brave? Do you go in?
Join in.
I was second in line.
I'm a brave boy. I'm going in.
Okay, perfect. So you guys... Oh, I messed up everything. You guys press into this tunnel that expands in front of you. Around you, in the entire time, if you were talking to each other, you were literally shouting at the top of your lungs because it is fucking loud. But as you press into this tunnel, the world darkens around you, and the only thing you hear is the slashing and crashing of this metal. And you push onward 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet you travel through this metal, and you're just trusting, hoping that this tunnel doesn't fucking collapse around you in this literal, like these literal shards of weapons don't turn you to mincemeat. And it doesn't. You get through to the other side. Yeah, thank anyone.
Yeah. Thank all of the gods.
Yeah, seriously, because
Yeah,
these were
whoever
not
you're
any
into.
good. And so you make your way out onto the other side, emerging into something that looks a little bit like the cliff that you had left before. After you breach this swirling mass of metal, you find yourselves within a relatively calm, if barren and fucking noisy landscape. While the noise from the storm behind you threatens to deafen the cliff in front of you is rough, rocky, and covered in large boulders and stones, as well as the pieces of metal that have been tossed about haphazardly. The smell of iron and burnt ozone is super strong here. And in front of you, 500, 600, 800, maybe 1,000 feet past what you would say the edge of the cliff is even, there is a large crystalline tower rising hundreds of feet from the water's edge, from the cliff's edge even. And as you look around, it appears to be the center of this maelstrom. And then there's something, shapes, moving cautiously among the rocks. At first you think it's furtiveness, and then you realize there's some strategy to it. There's a sound barely noticeable over the entire dim of the storm. There's a shape like a flowing river. And then it's all drowned out by the crashing shards of thousands of pieces of metal. But you see it, something moving on the horizon, northeast of you. What do you guys do?
How far away is the moving thing?
Probably 100 feet. Enough that if you took an action, one round to do a real good dash, you'd probably just about get there.
Okay. Strange. Oh, and sorry, assuming they were yelling. Should we approach?
I'm not sure what we're looking at. Are those animals? What is that?
Suddenly, a
Actual question.
flare of light bursts forth from the area. Although it's in a slight indent and it's hidden behind a couple of boulders that have been thrown in the way, an almost opaque purple sphere of energy bursts forth from the small crowding of creatures. And you hear the same sound again.
I'd like to
I-
bring
Yeah, I'm gonna draw my sword and cautiously approach. With my sword kind of like in a defensive blocking, guarding position.
Tyler's also gonna ready her weapon and shield weapons.
All right. And the rest of you? You guys going too?
Yes, I shall, Baeos shall pull out his staff and make sure his shield is affixed as well. And before we get any further, I'm going to spend my first level mage armor, which also activates my ward.
Excellent.
And then I am
HB.
all... Yeah. I am also going to go over and touch Scylla and use another first level spell slot to cast Gift of Alacrity.
Excellent. Scylla, you feel the dimensions of the world of your mind open up around you, and you get some extra initiative.
Nice.
Nice. And you might need it, because as the group of you, as the four of you move close, you make out something. A confrontation. But it's not a confrontation that you are really used to. In fact, none of what you're seeing makes any fucking sense to you. For as you quickly close the gap on this barren landscape, in the northeastern corner is a large, swirling portal, you would say, of this bluish, almost electrical-like energy. You watch as this creature, this machine, with this glowing core almost of this milky white, pearlescent, opaque energy swirling at its core, moves from the center of this portal, stepping into your world, a glowing red singular orb at the center of its head. And in front of you, 30 feet, a dome of purple opaque energy that you can see. Many of these strange metal-like objects are crashing around. It is an interesting scene. Why don't I go ahead and show you what you see?
Ooh.
While we take it in, let's move the camera.
Oh God!
Maybe 100.
They're so.
There's a lot of them.
That's some fucking Warforged right there.
Holy shit, Batman.
Let's move it in.
I
Our
love
camera in.
this.
100,
Holy
120
rusted metal
feet.
Batman.
We see an individual barely visible through the edges of this purple sphere of energy. And yet we can make them out all the same. Especially us, the viewer. John, why don't you tell us what we see here? Who is at the center of this circle?
You see a stout man covered in plate steel. Bands of purple energy flowing around both of his arms. His helmet, adorned with something that none of your characters would know, but like you might see on a Roman gladiator, where it's like a broomstick on the top of their head.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
A push
You
broom.
see, But from back to front, not the weird sideways ones. Those are, that's just not aerodynamic. Who needs that?
Exactly.
It's funny. Yeah, dude. I was just saying it's funny, John, that you're like, the Greco style. You're right. Beos has only ever seen that on one person.
You also see him wielding a magnificent weapon, wielding it with two hands. It's part great hammer, part great axe. On one side, a large blunt edge. On the other, a great blade, covered in runes and crackling with lightning.
Oh, yeah?
As we
Are you
watch,
looking for Thanos?
good fucking
I just
question.
fucking processed that.
Let's find out. As you roll up on this scene and as you watch, you can see that sparkling grows, and you kind of make out what that sound was. There's a charging, and then almost instantly, 3 beams of piercing light shoot forth from what you can only describe as floating triangular pyramids of mechanical design, and they hover there with these tentacles of steel and wire rolling off of them, and this beam slams against that purple barrier and it just fizzles before it even gets through. But that's the sound. It makes this humming noise as it slams against the barrier, but something needs to be done, because oh no, they've noticed you. Why don't you go ahead and roll us some initiative?
Ooh, time to roll initiative.
Yeah. And while you do, go ahead and click your token first before you roll. That will put it on the initiative tracker.
I almost forgot. Thank you, sir.
You are welcome. Excellent. Ashen one with a 15. Zyla with a... Oh, that's your bonus. So 6 plus 13 is 19.
I don't think I did it right.
18.
I should have.
Oh, and my just for clarity's sake, my name isn't Ash. I I have no name. I've forgotten my name. I just refer to myself as Ash, like actual Ash, not as a name.
Well, to be fair, Peos is going to continue to refer to you as Ash, the name.
That works.
Till they
So-
know.
He's been programmed.
Oops, I added you twice instead of adding.
Yep.
Jake.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm doing it right. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. All good, guy. Okay. 11.
Steak from Jade Farm.
Perfect. And then what is
I think we lost
Please
someone.
Open character
There he is.
sheet. I just want you to open. I just want to be able to use my character sheet.
No character sheets allowed here.
What is this, D&D? You can't use a character sheet. We're doing our taxes.
All right, and I'm gonna say Zyla probably goes first because she has a pretty high dexterity bonus. Okay, well we've had quite a bit to get here. I'm excited for what we're about to get into, but before we get into it, let's go ahead and take a quick break. So we'll be right back, everybody, and we'll see you soon. And welcome back, everybody, to A Paladin in Hell. Well, perhaps they're in hell, but we're not there just yet. We're here in Point Harrow on the edge, looking at we don't know what. So let's go ahead and get right back into the fight, because that's what it is. It's a fight, guys. Beos, we rolled initiative. You got a 23. You're first up on our fight list. What are you going to do? In front of you, let me tell you, let me set the scene. In front of you is a scene of that you can only assume to be combat, because there are indeed dead, exploded pieces of robot on the ground closer to the entrance of what is obviously a portal. Around you are large creatures, robotic in nature, glowing with a large central, almost like a hub or orb of this viscous liquid. There are 3 of these triangular flying machines, and a few other smaller robots that you can see as well. It's strange. It's nothing like you've ever seen before.
So very, very advanced.
Very advanced. Even more so, and it's different because the places where you look for the magic and you see no magic. The glow, whatever is happening here, it's all happening because of something, maybe something mechanical or technological.
Zero magic.
Zero magic. For the most part.
Okay, now looking at the scene, does it look like they're all ganging? Are they fighting amongst themselves, or are they ganging up on anyone?
They all seem to be concentrating their essence on the barrier, that big circle bubble of 30 feet dome on the field, and this individual fighting at the center of it that you can just make out.
Okay, it's kind of hard to tell from... Okay, I am not as smart as Beos is. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Okay, is there any way for Beos to immediately look at this without having to take a secondary action and know, like, basically what the situation is? Could I make an insight check?
Can I, real quick, a little bit of flavor I wanted to throw on it. I didn't see a point to throw it in, but I did have like as they come upon the scene, there's like a thing I wanted to say, if that's okay.
Let's hear it.
All right. So yeah, me with the Roman helmet, like I said, covered in steel plate, with the definitely not Stormbreaker in my hand in the center of this bubble. You metallic beasts! All your infinite simulations, and you still fail to see how pointless this is. You will not convert 1 inch of this world while I draw breath in this realm.
You, of course, receive no response except for the pointing of the large cannon down in your general direction. The rest of you, though, you hear this voice, and you understand it. It is spoken in a common tongue. You're speaking in city common, right?
Yeah.
Like a normal fucking individual?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
You're like, no, fucking speaking in Hexilian.
They speak English and what?
Alright, Beos, what you doing?
I am going to, and it appears they're all trying to enter the portal, right?
I know they are coming from the portal, it would seem.
Oh!
Is that purple thing? Is that purple circle? That's the portal.
So the purple circle is a dome that is a circle like centered around this new individual in the center here. The portal is in the very far upright corner.
Oh, okay. So that dome could be possibly like a force field or something.
It definitely seems like it.
A barrier, of sorts, at least.
Yeah.
Hey, Dill, could I make an intelligence check as Beos to see if I can get the scope of the situation that this being is trying to stop them from coming to this world and destroying it?
I don't even think you need to make a roll because that's pretty much what they just said.
Beos is going to look over at Xylith then and say, I would like to request a ride, Xylith. For those of you, turning back to the two of you, Jake and Ash, for those of you who are not quite fleet of feet, you would see if Xyla can give you a ride. But Beos is going to hop on the back of Xyla, assuming that she doesn't say
Okay.
Then, looking over, I'm just gonna make sure I'm pretty sure the range on this one's gonna be pretty far, but and then I am going to hold a spell until right here is within 60 feet of me.
Okay.
Just gonna make sure of something. Oh yeah, baby.
And
Okay.
just to clarify for all the individuals watching out there, which are so many, we have the good rules in this system. We play with the homebrew rules where, you know, they're not going to lose that fucking spell if they hold it, and then their trigger doesn't go off, because that's sad, and I'm not into that.
Yeah, it's not.
There's going to be enough things to be sad about in this campaign. We can go ahead and let that one go.
Exactly.
They canceled West Wing.
Alrighty. So, Beos is holding a spell. Let's see what's next. Zyla, you are up on the initiative. You have a Beos on your back if you so wish. What's your move?
Yeah. I'll definitely give him a ride if that's where we're going.
Alrighty. Tell me then, where are you going?
Was anybody else hopping on?
No.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you, though.
You're welcome. Okay, how far can I go?
50 feet.
How far is 50 feet?
I know, let's do
And-
some
About double 25.
Okay.
Double 25.
I can't see any colored squares.
So the two guys on the right side are within 50 feet of you. They're both at 50 feet.
Can I go into it? Does it look like I can go in?
Oh, into the bubble? And hard to say. It's semi-opaque. You can see through it. You can see there is a creature inside of it.
But that creature could have been there and the bubble put around him and the creature. So I'm going to stop outside the bubble, look at Beos and say, respectfully, I'm not going to touch that bubble.
Very well. And Beos is going to cast Prismatic Wall at 9th level. 5 to 9th spell.
Okay.
Just gonna make sure. Yep, up to 30 feet. So just gonna just keep them all in. You know what I mean?
Okay, hold on, watch this, because this is exactly 30 feet. Or we can make it any feet we want. What?
I don't know if I'm bugging out or something, but I just noticed, in my attacks and spellcasting, some of my attacks and spellcasting are duplicated in here.
Oh,
and
weird.
I'm not sure why.
I don't know why either.
Lord, that is a chonker of a spell, Nathan.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm actually going to redirect the center, if it's okay, to right here. Oh, excuse me.
Nope, closing my character sheet did not fix that. Well, shit.
Right there?
Mhm.
Okay, hold on, I gotta get another one. Okay, so I'm just gonna use the same thing, because you get 2 circles and this is what they are.
Perfect. Just get a majority of them. And,
Nathan, did you do this just to show me up with your bigger circle of protection?
No, I did not. I did this because Bios is that looks like a horde of things a horde of hyper advanced machines, which I am supposed to be one of, but apparently not, is trying to take over the world. That seems like a threat. That seems like a very bad threat.
You're advanced, but they're hyper advanced.
Oh, dude, there's no magic in them, and that terrifies Beos. So yes.
Can I scream one thing over my shoulder as I notice what appears to be allies approaching?
Yeah.
Aim for the glowy bits in the center.
Noted!
Appreciated.
All swords are out!
Alright, and you look back, see the 2 closest to you, a large serpentine-like figure, almost like a snake body, but with 6 arms, all green, all armed, with a shield, bearing the face of a terrifying individual, with heckin' snakes for hair.
Heckin' snakes. Hell yeah.
Snake and Hakes.
And another robot, but a robot like you've never seen before. Not like you, not like the creatures you now face, but almost like semi-organic, not like It's fleshy organic, but like wood organic.
Primitive. I like it.
Okay, Zyla, you've moved
Rios
up
has
here.
what the fuck will say to that?
A fucking rainbow wall appears around this entire thing here. I mean, I think it deals some fucking damage too, because there's like at least one dude that's in the wall, right?
Yep.
Yeah, in the top right there.
Yeah. So it's like whatever damage it does is going to be enough to kill the dude, and I know it's like sequential damage going down.
I'm glad I'm just outside of the fucking ring. Jeez.
Oh yeah, seriously, it is a terrifying spell. One layer at a time, and each one's like, yeah. Okay, so
Between you, me, DM, yeah, you know that hobgoblin is just kaput.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. I'm not even gonna. Sorry, guy. I'm not even gonna make the rolls. Is that cool?
Sorry, one more time.
I'm not gonna make the rolls. I'm just gonna say you killed this individual.
Fair enough. It is a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage.
Now that's a lot of damage.
It just incinerates the hobgoblin as it forms. You watch this barrier of rainbow energy wrap around, and you seem to now be drawing the attention of some of these mechanized creatures.
All right.
All right, Zyla, would you like to take any actions from your spot?
Teleport in there and get close enough to one.
Ew, that'd be cool.
I have yet to teleport as Zyla.
That might be surprising for everyone.
Alright, we're going for it.
All right, tell me then, where are you going? Boom! Zyla disappears from existence and reappears. Zyla, to your right, there is a shattered corpse. Almost, it looks smashed and just destroyed with these like electrical burns on it. To your left is a standing robot-like creature with a red orb in its eye and this glowing white center. And behind that, similar, but larger and bulkier, almost as big as you are. Almost. At least it's tall, nowhere near as fucking long, you know?
It doesn't have that cool tail. Or all the arms.
Alright. Is that teleport an action or a bonus action?
Bonus action.
Sweet. Alright. You gonna make some attacks with your actions then?
Absolutely.
Swing
Attack
away.
action.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack that guy with the scimitar speed.
A 20 will hit for 10 points of slashing damage. You swing in, and whatever it is, it still is you're still able to kill it, because as you slash off, you watch as one of its arms just fall right off, and these like little sparks of electricity begin shooting out of it.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Do I see the glowy bits that he informed us of?
Yeah, they're right at the center of it.
Perfect. I'm gonna aim for that.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I'm gonna just keep whacking at him.
Oh, look
I
at
hope
that
that
natural
hits.
20. It does.
Fucking
Yes.
nice.
Nice.
Your rents due,
Okay.
motherfucker.
And honestly, actually, that funny enough, that's enough. So you swing right for that glowing center, and you just watch as it collapses inward with your second strike, and it like explodes in this burst of electrical energy that almost evaporates the corpse, leaving only a pile of bolts and scrap metal behind.
And I say that Javik proclaims, "Aha! You got it!" His words of encouragement, watching it explode.
You know it. And I don't even think you're done yet, Zyla.
I am
6 arms,
not.
I hope not.
Is that one close enough for me to attack the big boy, the chonker?
I don't know. What's your range? You got 10 feet range because you're big?
I think so. No.
Damn. Then,
I got like normal human arms. Could maybe stretch my body out.
I think the tail can grapple people a bit.
Oh, I can grapple it.
yeah, making a tail attack. Go ahead.
Grapple. Is that powerful tail?
Would that be an athletics check? Yeah, powerful tail.
Yeah, I think it is a athletics check.
Thank you. I like.
And it's an oppose, so I guess I'll make an athletics check too. With my Vex Minotaur. A 7, so I guess whatever you roll, it's going to be better, because I know you have a higher strength than that. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Your tail lashes out, and it just slams into the side of this creature, and you wrap around this central glowing hub of it. And this creature, which is just as big as you look, it looks down at you, it looks up, and it begins to level what can only be described as a large cannon-like weapon at you.
I'm going to slither around him as tight as I can. Now that I'm holding him, just like a big snake does.
Alrighty. Anything else, Sailor? Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Alright. That brings us to our first adversary's turn. We are going to watch as this individual closest to you, Zyla. It's just a strange little robot. This little robot goblin boy.
This little guy.
Just this little guy. He's gonna bring down his arm and attempt to fire a few shots into you. Zyla.
Okay.
It's weird because as what comes out are like rounds of concentrated solar fire-like energy that fling towards you like a projectile. They're shooting at you. They are shooting a rifle with fire rounds at you, and if you weren't so goddamn quick, it might have hit you. It's weird.
I have to say, I like the name of the weapon. Slap rifle.
Slap
Yes.
rifle.
Seriously, it's fucking awesome.
You don't pull the trigger, you just kind of spank it, and it fires.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Those attacks do not hit you.
Yeah, they do not. Are you
Dang.
sure the 12 and the 13 don't hit?
Yeah, let me double check. No, they don't.
Okay.
Poor thing. I'm gonna kill it.
Well, we'll see. It's not going to move anywhere. It likes it where it is, and it does not want to get near that wall. But this one right here, Beos, you see and you hear before you see it a creature coming towards you. It's crackling, and you can see it is like these other creatures, robotic, small humanoid with a glowing white center, except that it is missing the head. It is missing the glowing eye orb, and it is moving in your direction almost like aimlessly, slowly, but with some purpose. 5, 10, 15, 20. It gets almost all the way up into your biz, and you can see it's beginning to glow, beginning to charge, and this electricity is beginning to build around it. and I need you to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
You got it, Chief.
You all watch as this frame begins to swell, and then boom! This huge swell of lightning energy goes off, and and Baos, you're able to dodge out of the way. You only take 11 points of explosive damage.
Explosive damage?
Yeah, lightning damage.
Explosive diarrhea damage.
Explosive diarrhea damage. Which is worse for you as a robot.
Okay.
All right. And they are now dead, and that is their turn. Which probably didn't even touch you with your robot hide.
I was actually going to say it that was 9 points for my Arcane Ward.
Nice.
Both in and out of game, I'm going to need some explanation for this robot wizard here. Not that I haven't met a robot wizard, but...
Yo, what's up with this?
Yeah, as the explosion goes, the ward around Baos just glows and defense.
Okay. Ashen one. You're up.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Mississippi.
Rachel just chose now to try and call me, so I'm texting her really quick, let her know I'm busy.
Yeah, send her a pic.
Send her a link on Twitch.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's not going to watch it. Okay,
Can't blame
so out of character, Baos, are you fire resistant?
What a fucking particular question.
Bitch, I might be.
Bitch, you know what? Honestly, bitch, I might be.
Let's see.
I can be.
Okay.
If that's what you're. Yes.
I'm going to cast a. Let me double check that.
I can be.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cast a fireball centered here,
Okay.
so that it should hit this, and hopefully this, and it may hit Baos as well.
All right.
So, just FYI.
I'll make some dexterity saving throws. Where's
We'll
it?
counterspell you.
Where's it
DC
centered?
17. Right here.
Right here. So 30 feet, right?
No, 20.
20 feet. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
we'll
a
hit.
DC 17.
All right. Let's make some saves. Which one of you is the real one? 2 of you are just tokens. 1 of you has a character sheet associated with it. An 18 for the first one.
Alright.
And then for the biggie,
The
the
biggie
big
smalls.
baddie, the biggie smells baddie. Let's see, dex save. A 15, so that's a fail.
Right.
And then... Oh, I need the other one. That's the same one. Biggest.
Come on.
Ah. Yes,
Natural
I will
one,
make it.
so just fail.
And
Yeah,
I need
you
to
make a dex
save.
save. Please.
Yeah, you're right at the edge, so you have to save a dex.
Then go ahead and roll some damage for us. That's a fail, unless you have advantage.
I do not have. Wait, I do actually, because it's a magical effect.
And actually, even if it wasn't a magical effect, somehow you feel this radiating aura coming from this strange individual in front of you, and you magically also have advantage on saves while within 30 feet of them.
Oh,
So that's 34 fire damage, half for the one that made it save.
Oh wow, look, 34 half is still enough to kill them. These 2 triangular, like floating droid-like creatures just are blown out of the sky by this fireball. And Javik, you feel the heat. Javik, is that right?
Yeah.
You feel the heat from this fireball. It comes close. You are pretty much only protected by the Minotaur that's standing next to you.
One
and the
second.
bubble.
I mean, I was about to say, wouldn't it just crash over the bubble?
I think you're right. Yeah, it would.
I mean, out of beta, everyone else shut your ears. I think it's got like 300 hit points or
250.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want you to know both me and Ellie, probably to no avail, I still heard it. Covered our ears.
That makes me feel better.
I didn't think blood my ears.
I would like to say that anyone who's watching would notice Javik like cheer, like fuck yeah, that was cool. You know, watching them explode in that fireball.
All right. But yes,
And then I'm going to move closer.
All right.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I don't think I can do anything else. Yeah, so I'm good. I'm done.
All right. That brings us to Jake. Jake, what would you like to do?
Okay. I would like to use my bonus action to click my boots of speed.
Clack, clack. Okay.
Yeah, I am going to move 60 feet up here.
Oh no.
Right up to this triangular floating creature, this harpy-like individual.
I think that's about right. I'm not certain. I don't think it matters terribly much.
Nah.
And then let's see. I wanted to. Sorry, I wanted to use my my circlet of blasting.
Ooh, nice.
You certainly. Here, let me. What is that spell that it lets you cast?
Scorching ray.
Scorching ray. Just a second.
So you'd think with the name of, like, Circlet of Blasting, it would cast Fireball.
See, that's always what I think, but I know there's like things of fireball. There you go. If you go to your spells, you should have got Scorching Ray now.
Yeah, there's
Thank
like a
you.
necklace of fireballs,
It says I also get a +5 with it.
song of fireballs.
Yeah, that's fine. Watch this. That's fine.
Hold my beer and watch this. Nice.
Cool. Yeah, 25. Seems good.
And then if you click on where it says Scorching Ray and that'll roll the damage.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Ha!
Sad. 2 1s. That's okay. The fire damage bursts forth, and it's enough at least to gain its attention. You watch as it crashes against the metal, it is metal, sides of this triangular pyramid-like creature, and it turns to look at you, and you hear almost like a clicking, grinding like noise as you gain its attention.
Circlet of light sprinkling.
I'm in danger.
And I think before we go on, doesn't Scorching Ray have? Isn't it? Let's look at it. This show a fast like.
That it did damage.
Yeah, you got 3 rays.
So do I just click that twice more?
Yeah. 6 and 7.
Yeah, because you have to make a separate ranged
Attack
attack
roll.
roll for each ray.
Okay.
God. Okay.
And
That's
then if you
15
cast it
damage?
at a higher, well, can the circlet cast it at a higher level?
I don't think so.
I think it's 1 level.
Okay. So I know the actual spell can be. 'Cause
That's
I do have-
15 damage.
15 Demonstrio. Then that is enough. You watch as the blasting currents flow from that circlet you got there, and again it seems to explode in sparks, and leave nothing more than a pile of a husk and some electoral pieces.
Lovely.
All right, is that your turn, Jake?
That's it. That's all I could do.
All right, Shavik, it's your turn. Let's see what you got.
I'm gonna use an action to shout out, "Get inside my bubble! I can protect you!" And I'm gonna throw my my great two-handed weapon at this fellow right here.
I know as Nathan what that is, but Beos has never seen a great weapon master throw a weapon.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right, so I just click on my weapon here, right?
Yep.
The only time I used D20, or roll 20, I was still using paper and dice and just typing it in.
I remember that, yeah. But yeah, you click on the weapon in the attack section.
Boop.
Perfect, 16 hits. So go ahead and click the name there in the chat.
And if I remember right, it adds another die if it's thrown, right?
I can't remember. Let's look. I pulled up it's in the magic items, I think.
Is this homebrewed or a reflavored dwarven thrower?
It's homebrewed.
Nice.
It's one. Actually, funny enough, this weapon is the only thing on me that's homebrewed. Everything else is from D&Destiny or Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The extra damage die is only if they're a giant, and they are not a giant.
What? They're big. They're chunky.
Yeah, they're not giants though. They're Vex.
Okay, fair enough.
But it does take the 14 points of lightning damage, lightning damage as it just caves in the edge of this creature, creating a big indentation there.
All right, and then I believe as a returning weapon, it comes back to me.
Yep, immediately it flies back to your hand. You catch it.
And then I'm going to turn to the Minotaur directly in front of me, and I'm going to go ahead and headbutt that motherfucker with an unarmed attack.
Okay, go ahead and make an unarmed attack. Perfect, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. 11 points of necrotic damage. Boom! Headbutt comes down. And I think you have one more attack with your weapon as well, if you so like.
All right, I'll go ahead and double hand, ring it over my head, swing the Stormbreaker as hard as I can here.
Okay. That hits. 26. For 13 points of lightning damage as BAM! You slam again into this large creature. And you all are watching him just savagely beat these creatures. And they are a little bit beefier than the other ones, that's for sure.
Oh, wait, one second here, Dylan. Because I am in my bubble, I am enhanced.
Ooh, that is true.
Which does add a D8 to my damage.
That's true. So go ahead and roll. And I think you're enhanced at this level with Enhanced 3, which I think is...
It's a D8.
Oh, that's what it is? Okay.
Yeah, 1 is a D4, 2 is a D6, 3 is a
Got
D8.
it. All right, then roll 3d8 for me. Sweet. Look at that. Look at that. That is 20 points, I think, if I can do math. Yeah.
Yes.
Of additional damage. So 5 for this guy, and then... Alrighty, yeah. So get inside that bubble. It's good for you.
That's my whole last turn.
Okay. We'll see if they got something to say about that, because it is now the Minotaur's turns. You all hear clicking and grinding of gears as the very wounded Minotaur in front of you, Shavik, attempts to It saw what happened to its comrade when this wall appeared, and it's going to attempt to bull rush you, and see if it can get you pushed into that wall. Oh shit! But I don't think a 10's gonna hit, is it?
That is gonna be a big negative.
Okay, well, it uses its entire action rushing towards you, and you all watch as this large, bumbling creature picks up this some agile speed, and Javik, you just dodge completely out of the way.
Does it end up hitting the wall?
This guy?
Oh, yeah, because the wizard wall is going right through the middle of my bubble here.
Yeah, sure. I'll say he ends up on the other side of you and hits the wall, and then is immediately disintegrated because the amount of remaining life he has is so much less than the million D10 I have to roll or whatever it is.
Don't worry, I got you. It's a really quick description. It's just 10d6 fire damage, 10d6 acid damage, 25 cold damage, 10d6 lightning. Sorry.
It's all the damage.
Its definition is death.
Yeah. So, and Traffic, you see that too. Like it's like it's a rainbow colored wall surrounding you. And the moment that this Vex pushes into it, like you watch it gets like the whole Roy G. Biv of the colors as it like hits each segment. It's a different like element, and it's really intense watching it disintegrate in front of you. It's really unique. But I guess this other dude is not into that, so it's gonna turn towards Xyla instead. So Xyla, you feel a warmth growing next to you as you see this huge cannon begin to rev up, and these shots of pure like magma like slag come out. I don't think a 15 or a 14 hit your 26 AC. So,
no, they do not.
So you definitely dodge out of the way, deflecting it if you want with your shield, if you want. And it seeing that it is not in a very good spot, is going to... do that as an action. Okay. It's gonna wait. That's its turn. Are there any harpies left? They're all fucking dead. Okay. Beos, it is your turn!
Okay. I heard that getting inside the bubble is good for my health.
But do you trust this
getting
weird
inside the
punch
bubble
wizard?
per day gives you
Wait.
the vitamins you need.
Did you
Okay.
be a punch wizard?
I did.
I think I am going to approach because does Jack doesn't look like he's trying to get inside there, right?
Jake?
Yeah, sorry, Jake. Yeah.
No, definitely not trying to get in there.
Then Beos is going to turn and walk towards Ashen One and say, "Would you like to be next to that creature?"
Yes.
And Dimension Door, and both. I am going to appear inside of Frendo's bubble, right here. Excuse me. Right here, and if possible, I was wondering if the Ashen One could teleport to... It's within 5 feet of me, so...
Yeah.
Excellent.
Perfect, yeah. You guys, all of you watch as this door opens and Beos and the Ashen One are ripped from this plane and appear right next to you, Javik, not far away, within your bubble. Both of you feel this burst of energy as you step in, and you feel empowered. Ashen One, Beos, you're both loomed over by this large 10, 12, 13 foot tall robotic individual with a glowing orb for a small head and an even brighter glowing central power core. Let me tell you a little bit about how you're feeling though. Let me send you this. Here you go.
A little bit itchy.
I think
You're empowered stage 3.
yeah, so
Ooh, that's
Shit,
nice.
Extra 1d8 damage. Heck yeah.
yeah.
And I believe they get the overshield as well.
You do, yes. As you step inside, you also get 30 temporary hit points.
Fudge, yes.
I need to get in that bubble.
Everyone needs to spend every day in the bubble.
We could just. I have a Darren's instant fortress. We could just live in the bubble.
I have fucking magnificent mansion. We can live in the bubble. Let's do
Like,
this.
never mind the quest. We could just vacation here for a year.
Let's not get out of hand. The bubble only lasts for 1 minute, but I'm glad
God
you
damn
guys
it.
are into it.
Well, this will be the
I need to get into the bubble.
this will be the thing that drives Bao's power hunger and makes him like every other wizard he helps.
Exactly. Robo Lich.
But that is my action, and
You
I
happy
kind
there?
of want to see a Warforged Lich now.
that was my action. Deos looks up at the creature. I cannot attack as a bonus action, but is simply going to say, I should make sure that you don't get disintegrated. I'm going to enjoy analyzing your parts.
Ooh. There isn't a reply there isn't a reply. Or if there is a reply, it's just a sound of like metals. Of like beep boop. Of metals moving. But somehow you get the essence that it understands you.
Did it happen to be speaking robotic primordial?
No.
You wish.
That's the only other language I never commented on.
No, it's not. All right.
That's it.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Zyla, you are up. It is your turn.
Okay. And I'm currently grappling the big boy, the chunk.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
And I'll say if you close that gap if you want and get up next to Baos, I'll say that's touching the bubble and you'll be empowered too.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, if I could, like, somehow maneuver part of my body at least into the bubble.
Yeah. People are always dancing in and out of the bubble, so.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. Also, I have to say, this is a beautiful map. Thank you, John, for the...
Yeah, this is a very nice map.
Seriously, this is really cool.
Throw a coin to your DM. You know what I mean? Let's all just.
Oh, thanks. Feels so good.
Oh, gamer of plenty.
So, if I'm technically in the bubble, I get that extra D8.
Yep.
So you get an extra
D8.
D8 only to your weapon attacks.
Oh, that's all she has, bud. Don't worry.
Yep.
That's okay.
And you get a 38 temporary HP for the next minute.
Yeah.
Perfect. Woo!
I want to smite this thing.
231 points.
Woo!
Lord.
Ooh.
Okay, so now that I'm touching the bubble, I'm gonna go ahead and attack this big boy. With a few attacks of scimitar speed.
Since now, literally, she spent all of her money. Oh, Bill, we never talked to you about this.
Oh,
But never
that's
mind.
okay. That's
I'll
okay.
I'll
Save
message
it.
you.
Yeah, well, we'll hear about it. But in the meantime, hit him up. 29,
Jesus
32. Yeah, geez, that hits. That hits too.
Hey, by the way, it doesn't say it, but that 32 is a critical.
Oh, I see that. Wait, is it?
Yes, because she criticals on an 18 to 20.
Oh, fuck. And that's a 19.
That was a critical. So those were both. So roll 2 more d6.
Shit, leave something for me to smite.
Remind me to be very scared of Zyla at all times.
Yeah, and then roll 3d8. Okay, so Zyla, you guys watch as Zyla just rolls over and lift like 3 swipes that seem like, Zyla, your weapons are glowing almost with this purple spectral void-like energy. And they just slash through this creature. You aim for the central glowing hub that, like this new stranger said, and it works. And this thing explodes in front of you, leaving an empty frame, unpowered, that falls to the ground in a heap.
What do they call that thing when like an alligator or a crocodile grabs a hold of something with their jaws and just starts rolling and crashing around? Yeah.
It is like a death roll. Alright, so could I could I possibly attack that one that's to my right? Can I move over there?
I think you have already.
You have way more than enough movement to get over there and attack.
Hello.
Didn't she use her bonus action to use the scimitar speed's extra attacks, or was that?
Those were just 3 attacks.
Okay.
I still have my bonus action.
That's right. Okay.
Scimitar speed.
And one more attack.
2 more.
And 2 more attacks.
Do I have 2 scimitar speed attacks?
Both of those
Jesus
hit.
Christ. Well, I think that thing's dead too.
And then that 33 is a critical, so roll the extra d6 there. And the 2d8. And you don't even need to, because whatever you roll, it's going to be enough, because this guy is dead.
All ones.
There it is. Boom! Somehow you watch Zyla's body slither back and forth, and after slashing the first Minotaur to pieces, she runs over and just finishes it off the goblin in front of you, Javik. It's like a murder party. You've rolled up on a murder party. This is a very interesting change from what you're used to when you have come to these encounters. But with the falling of that last individual, you watch as the portal in the northeast begins to spark, and then shimmer, and then and blinks out of existence, leaving you all standing amongst a pile of technological debris and a stranger clad heavily in some kind of armor.
Zyla would recognize his armor style, at least his hat or helmet.
The inspirations, at least.
Yeah, like the design, absolutely. If it's Roman or Greek, he would recognize it.
And I think looking back, Javik would see a very, very, like, medieval, like, the inspiration for your armor. Does that make sense? Like, the classic Roman armor.
And if I remember correctly, both the Norse and the Greek gods are canon to D&D lore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Zyla's very also Greek-ish. The Medusa shield, the attire.
That's going to be my first. As all the Vex fall. I'm going to look right at you and say, snake hair. I've read of you in stories.
Oh, shield.
We're
not related,
please.
Vegas is just going to go. Stranger,
It would appear that... Was that portal where you came from?
That's a big question. There's lots of those portals where I come from, but those portals don't lead to where I come from, if that makes sense. She's really not going to turn me into stone, is she?
Not yet.
She is not the Medusa.
Excellent. That would be a real bummer.
The robotic features on Beos's face grow into a smile. Can't fight it.
Zyla loves this so much because finally somebody recognizes it. She's like, yes, another person.
I'm gonna, and I'm sorry, Nathan. What is your character's name other than BA05?
Beos.
Beos. I get it now. Beos. I'm glad to see the people of your realm are somewhat as sophisticated as mine, and I'm going to take off my helmet, revealing my robotic face, and go to shake his hand.
Beos's expression will the mouth will open a little bit before the smile comes back and happily shakes your hand and says, "It is nice to see another," and stops himself. "What do you refer to yourself as?"
Javik 11. I'm an exo from the last city of Earth. And I felt some great pull to come here. Some great evil that needs conquering. I am a defender of people. This is a strange way to meet. How are you?
Well, untouched from the battle. And it is a strange way to meet. I am Beo 5, or Beos, as I have. It is nice to meet, and I apologize if this is not what you are. Another capable and good-doing Warforged.
Warforged is certainly one way to describe me.
But you are a construct, yes?
I was once a man. The mind, the soul of a man put into a robotic body to exist forever.
Interesting. I do have a soul, but mine is not from a human. It was created for me.
Where I come from, many people have attempted that. It seems that your people are not more or less advanced than mine.
It would seem that my people use magic, where I did not see any in the advanced creatures around.
My people use the light. Quick question. Can you fuck? Not a proposition. I'm just curious.
Okay, so Beos...
Yo, you DTF?
Beos has 22 intelligence. And I think even Beos has no idea how the fuck to respond to that. So there's a good 5 seconds of silence before Beos goes, I suppose if I took the time to re-engineer certain parts of myself.
So what's the skinny around here? What's the dip? What's the scoop? I'm gonna look around at everyone in the group. I don't think it's... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you're gonna see Zyla, like, picking through, trying to find, like, a token of this fight. The shiniest, prettiest thing she can find. She's like, yep, this is a good trophy.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing to build. Does any of this stuff look valuable?
Dylan, can I, do either of the Minotaurs have their eyes intact?
I'll say that both of them do, yeah. Neither of them were really broken in that regard. For the rest of you, it's weird. Some of them have, like, what appears to be, like, you might call it currency. They're small brick-like objects that, Javik, you know to be glimmer.
Yes.
There are lots of foreign technology that you might think would be valuable. Some of the cores are still intact, cores that are made of this, like, now that you're looking at it, almost like this fluid-like creation. It like moves
Yeah,
slightly.
I wouldn't drink that.
Is it
That's what the glory
possible
milk.
to be? That is a good question, Jay.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink that unless you want to turn into one of those things, and then I gotta smash you, and that would be unfortunate because you seem like nice folk.
Interesting. That turns people into those things?
That is those things. The big robot, the big metallic structures you see around them are just a construct. The actual things were the glowing liquid you see around you. That is who they are.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it sucks. Especially because they're just dicks. They're just dicks. Anyways, if you wanted to scrap something from them, I'd take one of those big glowing eyes. If you ever come to my place, it can unlock a lot of stuff. Worth a lot, too.
Oh no, I don't care about the money value. I want people to know that I've killed a lot of things. I keep them.
In response to that, out of respect, can I rip one of the Minotaur's heads off and offer it to her to hang off of her body?
Yeah, she'd probably accept it.
Certainly, yeah. Here, I'll do that thing with the Shift Z again and make you Shift Z. Make you look at. You get this guy's nice head. He has like a good helmet to grab onto and rip off.
Yes.
Okay. But
Hell yeah.
all right. You have a trophy, Silo? You have our new companion here, and I believe a question was asked about what the fuck are you guys doing here?
I think it no coincidence that I land amongst your band of adventurers. I am called to places where paracausal forces beyond their means may seek to destroy them, and I am here to help.
What an incredibly dense and concise, yet simultaneously concise explanation. We are here because a certain famous in this land heroic paladin's funeral was interrupted as the temple where it was taking place was ripped into the nine hells.
Oh yeah, that's a bitch. That's a bitch. No doubt about that. Well, do we know where the door is?
Beos is again taken aback. No idea what the fuck to do here.
So, as you guys are conversating, I must say that the conversation, now that the fight is over, Javik, you've noticed, is less of a conversation and more of a shouting match. As there is a fucking cacophony as this metal storm around you continues to swirl out of control. Huge car-sized slabs of metal slamming into each other like elephants dancing in the sky. And again, any conversation you have is at max volume. However, in the distance is a towering crystal spire, and it is made of like this very bright, very white crystal. And although, you know, the destination might be unknown, this seems like as good a place as any. Standing in your path, however, you can now see, as you have gotten a little bit closer to intervene with Javik, all of you hear another sound. The sound of hooves. Hundreds, thousands of hooves crashing across the landscape, and in the distance you just can make out this huge smoke cloud just like creating a line from one edge of the cliff to the other, creating like pretty much another wall between you and this crystal spire. And I think that's where we'll leave it. We'll see how you guys get through this next obstacle next time. You guys did a great job here. You've made it real far. You're not even to hell yet, but you did some fighting. Welcome, Javik, to the team.
Oh, and
Welcome.
I'm gonna do a cute little curtsy.
while everyone was looking around, could I also have asked Javik for which parts of these possibly like are the most technologically advanced?
Sure.
That might be a better question for a warlock. All I know is these guys are infinite in number.
A warlock? You mean someone who makes a pact with an otherworldly force to gain power?
That's... well, technically true, wrong. Smart person.
Oh. Well,
I haven't studied these things as much as I've killed a few million of them. You might want to look at this, and I'm going to rip the gun arm off the Minotaur, because as you can see, one of their arms is just a giant gun, and I'm going to hand that to him.
It's sparking.
This is where they make the hurt.
I see. I will attempt to reverse analyze this particular part. I am familiar with more simple firearms, but I do not see any places for gunpowder, nor do I smell it.
Ah! Gunpowder. You speak of the weapons of old. Sometimes we use them for fun.
I see. Well, although I may not be a warlock by our definitions, I am a fairly intelligent individual, and can I just... Seeing Jake going through looking for parts, not knowing what they're looking for, can I offer to help them or look besides them to look for technologically advanced things that we could share?
Yeah. Yeah.
No need. Luna, what would make sense to these? What would help them? Show them what they're looking at with these Vex.
You all of a sudden see a small creature burst from, like, it almost looks like they materialize from another plane of existence. A small robotic creature in a frame, in a shell, around a central orb of bright energy. Luna swivels, nods down as if to acknowledge your command, and smiles the best as a little robot can.
Question.
Yeah, I can. Oh, yeah. What's the question?
Oh, sorry. Your ghost, does it have the hat that's in your icon?
Sometimes, but usually only at parties.
Huh? Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Wait, let me see that. I don't. Okay.
Oh, in Discord, my Discord image is the cowboy hat on top of the ghost.
Oh, got it.
Nice.
Well, I guess technically more of an Indiana Jones hat than a cowboy hat, but anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
So oh, Dill, really quick.
Yeah.
As they're talking and doing this, I go to kind of a large, unoccupied section of ground where no one alive is standing, pull out a 1-inch metal cube, set it down, and speak an unintelligible command word to cause it to sprout up into a 20-foot by 20-foot by 30-foot high tower.
Ooh.
With a bonfire inside.
This huge medieval style tower just bursts out of the ground in a sound that rivals the swirling metal around you, and you do indeed see a sparkling bonfire within.
Oh yeah, love a save point.
At the same time that Luna comes out,
and I'm hoping it'll be quieter inside.
Oh yeah, we close the door.
Yeah.
She looks around. Yeah, definitely. I'd be more than glad to help you out, Javik. All right. It looks like most of them still have their... Yeah, here, over here. And she begins to, if you so wish, Jake, lead you around and point you towards the most valuable sections of these creatures.
Nathan, you're still there. Nathan.
Yes, I am.
Sorry,
Aha.
it's I am. I heard Jake you talked to.
Yeah, it's Jay.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I was distracted. What did I miss?
Oh, no worries. The little ghost is gonna just help you out and bring you around to the valuable parts of the robots.
Yes, absolutely. I'd like to investigate and take anything that looks shiny, valuable, or like somebody would want to trade it.
Totally. Most of the eye sockets are really weird in that they have like a technology that you haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the things have eyes, and you can take that. Probably there's this like really interesting. The closest thing you could say is like a sniper rifle up here in the far north. That's pretty interesting.
Indeed.
And it's like its arm. You gotta like rip its arm off to get it, but
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
You know, mark down like 8 cores, and then yeah. What's up, Baos?
oh, I just wanted to go around with Luna as well and just get different examples of different parts of them, like different technologies. If that makes sense.
Sure.
From what Baos understands, as much as that flew is them, it was also their power source, and there's very valuable technologies to them. Does that make sense?
Sure, she'll break down like the radiolaren fluid and its purpose and how it.
Oh, I don't want to know about the fluid. The newest companion in our group, Javik, was fairly concise. I would like examples of their joints, of their body movements,
Yeah.
of far more advanced mechanical technology than I.
Okay,
Do any of them have anything like a shield?
The closest thing you see to a shield was this shimmering substance that actually came up around this minotaur here, like an energy shield, but no a physical shield.
Would the energy shield still be functioning?
It seems inherent.
Is that a yes, or it only works while the creature's alive?
Only for the creature.
Gotcha.
Do I see the silent ashen one looking at the part of the shield?
You do.
If I would approach then and should I make an insight check, Bill? And James?
Yeah, because if somebody can get that working for me, I would love to fucking mount that on my gauntlet or something.
I just need to make an insight check to see if you're interested. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Okay, then, if you would like, we can remove the part that created the shield, and I can study it over time. Hopefully, turning with your help, Javik.
I've got a shield like that. Luna, what would we need to get an energy shield for our friend here?
Well, I think we could scrounge up a few pieces off of these Vex, and, between some of the glimmer and what we can, materialize ourselves and whatever strange powers these folks got, I think we can make something work.
Well, there it is.
Yes.
Wonderful.
In the meantime, not to be crude, when I kill something with my fist, you'll get an overshield anyways.
Wonderful.
And just out of character, is this like a bubble type of shield that would surround me, and I'd still be able to use my greatsword, or?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's exactly what I want.
Perfect. Then 31 investigation to recover technological bits and to store them in one of my 6 spare bags of holding.
Yeah. Like 8 cores, 6 cores, something like that. You get all the good shit from these dudes.
And
That's
just
6
examples
chances for a bag man.
That's and just yeah, Dill Baos is trying to find examples of if you were trying to build a better bot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's like if you were to look at the pieces that make these robots, you would see nothing that makes up you, right? You're talking like pneumatic joints and shit like that, right? Like, they're like, no, I don't got that. I got like a nano weave technology that builds up a carbon fiber core and shit like this, right? Like, it has fancy science words that don't mean shit that are just thrown in there. And
I'm very thankful I spent the 20 grand on the book to give me 22 intelligence, because it's like maybe if Nikola Tesla was handed a textbook from like our age. Does that make sense?
sure, you're like, and I would say even like the underlying concepts make sense, but it's just like, it's so weird to see it implemented in such a way, especially like I said, it's like,
so far above.
it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like this is magically made or anything. It's like, this was made.
Luna, with his permission, would you mind scanning him and maybe start contemplating ways to translate the Vex technology to his?
That is all right. I have another idea, but I would appreciate the analysis and the information for myself. But I know we were going to end the session, though.
Yeah, how about I just scan you and then we'll end the fucking session?
What words are these that you speak there? Strange. Session?
Session? All right.
Sorry, I had to channel Harker there for a second.
Well, this is a good place to stop. It's late for us, and we've come far. You are within the Metal Storm, the crystal spire that you think you're probably going to, where you think you'll maybe find a miracle that Chaotic is nearby. Let's hope you make it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight as we tackled the first adventure of A Paladin in Hell. You've been watching Tabletop and Tribulations. Why don't we go ahead and say goodbye, everybody?
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.